What is up, Hyperion fans? What a journey it has been to bring us to this evening's matchup. This is the final, well, semi-final, occurring here in
Ooh.
the Hyperion Open Cup Season 1. For you guys tonight, I am Lord Thethan, joined in the booth by some Nimrod who decided to show up. It's going to be Portal, bringing you all the
Don't talk about
fantastic
yourself in the
color
third person.
commentary. Alrighty
It's really
now,
mean.
Portal.
Gosh.
That was a
Don't
little toxic.
don't hurt. Oh, that was okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you stepped
Gotcha.
over a
Yeah.
line there.
I am sorry. I will step back over the line and continue with the utmost importance, the final semifinal match of today. Of course, it's Paradise Aegis versus Phoenix. We saw this a little bit. We got a little bit of a taste of it in the finals. Both teams were a little bit weakened with some subs and stuff. I wouldn't say weakened, but just different than your usual main roster. So now, full force, they're fully ready for a down and dirty rematch.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is Paradise Aegis. They were the champions of the Hyperion Invitational, and they are against the unstoppable Frost Surge. They are ready to make it to the finals match and really make it a series to remember. Here for Paradise Aegis, their tank line includes Booze and Minibur. You've got Brickwall, Locknack, and Neo on the DPS role. Hidden Ninja and Captain Nemo, we're no strangers to them popping off on the support lineup. And as well, you got a couple of flex players here as well. Average Size, Purple, and Spooky, all coming in really in whichever role they're needed. We mentioned this last time for the Frost Surge game as well, but the staff is goaded as well for this team. You really have to wonder if they, or rather when they lose, kind of how they do so with a team and a roster and staff that are just so good.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a matter of if they're bad or not. It's just that one team just pushes through just a bit more. And if anyone can do it, it's the underdog, the kind of a dark horse in this whole tournament. It has to be
Mhm.
Phoenix here. I mean, we've seen them kind of dominate in some weird matches where we would think, no, this is not something they would be on, and then they take it 3-2, and it's a complete shock. Phoenix have been looking pretty good so far in this tournament, even though Paradise Aegis have won the Invitational a couple, like, I forget exactly how long ago, but Team Phoenix has been showing strong. We've definitely seen Mask and CSP. Beautiful tank line that was just able to help the DPS get as many kills as possible. Healers, right on that side. We've definitely seen Beast play a little bit more DPSy with Baptiste, which is something we always like. But
Mhm.
it's great people on both sides. Staff wise, of course, you gotta just commend them. Just be like they're all doing their job, but they're on the team, so I think you gotta commend them just a little bit more.
Yeah, putting in a little extra work, and you're absolutely right. It has taken them quite far this in season one of the Hyperion Open Cup. Both of these teams sat at a win-loss ratio of 5-2 during the regular season. So, as far as even matchups go, we could look at a game between Frost Surge and Tempest Typhoon, and at least on pen and paper, there's a team that's favored in that matchup. I don't think that such is the case here between these two teams. Portal, we might be in for a long night here.
Probably. I mean, like I said, we did see a little bit of a glimpse in the final week of just the normal group stages. These teams, they know how to fight. They know how to play well. Phoenix had a little bit of a rough start towards the beginning of the tournament, but was able to balance it out and get just barely into the finals because one team just sadly was not able to show. But besides that, Phoenix and Paradise Aegis are both very strong. If I had to guess here, we're going to be seeing a 5, maybe even a 6 map here.
Quite possibly. And as far as maps go, the playoff maps are at least going to be starting on the same place. Taking a look at our first control point map, we will be heading to the wintry chilling area of Nepal, and well, it's a great place for these teams to both warm up. I like Nepal a little more than Lijiang Tower because there's a little bit more flexibility in terms of strategies that you can employ to succeed. So hopefully we get to see a lot of that diversity emerge here in this first game.
Well, I don't know about you, but I would call Nepal kind of the not really default, but a classic map when you think in terms of Overwatch. When you think of Overwatch, things that pop up in your head is New Bonnie, Kings Row, sometimes Nepal if you actually play the game. It's a great map with just tremendous amount of flexibility that really pushes these players here. And so hopefully we're going to be seeing a little bit of that today as we're starting to wait for everyone to make sure they're all ready and going. Where do you see this going up? What do you see comp wise, game wise, even map wise, honestly, because this can go either way.
That's a great question, and honestly, you mentioned Phoenix is kind of a dark horse in the tournament. Relatively speaking, flew under the radar here in the Hyperion Open Cup, and back in the series versus between Frost Surge and Grav 9, we saw Grav 9 take that first control point map off of Surge. I wouldn't be surprised to see a team that is relatively less known here in Hyperion to really show up strong in the debut map of this series. But I mean, there's so much to expect from Paradise Aegis. They play clean Overwatch, and really the easiest team to compare them to is going to be Frost Surge, who is just they're absolutely remarkable to spectate. So in answer to your question, Portal, I don't have an answer. This series could go either way. Like I mentioned, I think we're in for the long haul, and hopefully all of you guys watching at home are too. We'll be jumping into Nepal here in a couple of moments, and we'll be starting on Shrine for our first map.
Yes, Shrine, the beautiful, I believe it's a pig statue or some crap. It's just a weird kind of aesthetic here. It's a nice little thing. We can get a little bit of a. Oh, it's an elephant. I was close enough. It's the same thing. Well, they both have a tail. No,
What did
it's
you
right.
call it?
And then nothing. And so Paradise Aegis, if we're expecting what we're going to go here, we're probably going to go full brawl. It's usually something you see on Shrine. But I'm just trying to think here. There's no way they're gonna stick with it. No, you can't be trolling. This is semifinals. You can't be trolling here. Look at this crap.
I don't see any trolling. I see a player here for Phoenix running, everyone's favorite Omnic hero. That's what I see. But I'll tell you, I do like the look of Paradise Aegis here with this kind of chaos comp, the Ball Diva. It's not quite emulated entirely on the side of Phoenix, but I think that Max definitely has their work cut out for them as far as these engagements go.
Yeah, it's weird they're not trying to take that point as fast as possible. Both teams are going to be playing very slow here, so it's going to be very long, drawn-out fights, just trying to get the early pick first.
Yeah, CSPP has already taken a little bit of early damage, but for the rest of Phoenix, it's just about setting up this fight. CSPP just rolling through, doing this early scouting. It's important to pick up information as early as possible. This way, Life on the Pharah can get some work done, pushing away Locknack there, and leads to a final blow. There's follow-up damage onto Hidden as well. Now it's just up to Phoenix, after they've captured the objective, to clean off the remaining members. Kind of hard to do that if you are down a DPS. Nat is going to be brought back into the fight. Those Mercy buffs from recently, very subtle, but impactful here for Penn, as Phoenix will clean up.
When I was able to find that early kill and force onto the far and force the healer just to try and get the res out, which was a downfall of Paradise Aegis. They forgot that Affair was in the sky, just looking straight at it, and so you gotta be careful of that. That's probably fine. Able to regroup, get everything sorted out. Again, these are just going to be long, drawn-out fights of just who can find that pick first. Whoever can get that, that's your ticket to winning here.
A lot of it is this pressure damage that you see being dished out by the Pharmacies on either side. That matchup is a really interesting one. You can either focus on the Pharah, or you can focus on the rest of the team. A lot of the best Pharah players will do both. There's Booze going down. Nat, the hit scan who can help deal with that Pharah, is taken out of the fight as well. So now the focus here for Life and Locknack are to kind of help each other, focus on each other. Now, we've got Locknack with the Barrage looking for the opportunity to really see its employment. Without the barrier from Max, they're free to go for it. There's the Kinetic Grass that's going to reward Max with quite a bit of nice HP. Life ends up getting shut down in the midst of their Barrage. And now it's just an all-out brawl here on the objective. But Booze ends up going down. Life brought back once again. Ever attentive support players. We love to see that. Miniber throws the self-destruct. And in the chaos with this Ball Diva composition, the point will flip.
Yeah, it flips, but look at this. Nat's still able to get some picks. It's not going to be enough to get the point back from it seems. But no, look. Max is able to get some picks, and he's going to be able to try and get the far too.
Yeah, but Locknack is looking to deal out whatever damage they need to do to make sure this is a one fight for them. And for now, Paradise Aegis will be able to capture some pretty important progress.
Yeah, it looks really close there. They only used barrages on both sides, and that was pretty much it. Nothing really too much crazy there. A little bit lackluster barrages, but that happens. I think they just weren't really counting on the resources from Phoenix to be out there.
Talk about resources. There's Phoenix throwing out the bob. It does elicit the sleep dart from Captain Nemo, and the minefield is deployed on point as well. Lots of damage here on the objective now for Phoenix, and it looks like Paradise Aegis are struggling to touch, to stay on it, but with a minefield, there's a burst of confidence to take the fight to the objective. It's emulated on the side of Phoenix, though, with the tranquility. It keeps them in this fight a little bit longer, but now the backlines are suffering for Phoenix as the Gravitic Flux finds its commitment onto 3 targets, does secure Minibur out of the fight for now, however. The damage might have already been done by Paradise Aegis. Life is still in the arrows Pharah, though, and Pen is still alive as well. You got a revive from Paradise Aegis onto average size, brings them up to nearly full strength there. Now just waiting for Minibur to reconnect, and Life is on the ropes a little bit. They're getting tested.
Yeah, tested indeed. I mean, Phoenix, they had the ultimates, but none of them just really landed. Paradise Aegis didn't really have anything to answer, but were able to dodge and out-aim Phoenix. And Phoenix looking pretty rough right now.
Well, that was quite the pulse bomb from average size, knowing that the Beast was going to back up when they heard that audio cue. Phoenix is so close to capturing this objective, but you've always had a body from Paradise Aegis on this point to make sure that it doesn't go their way. Life ends up getting slept out there, and Captain Nemo finds the final blow. You like to see that aggro support playstyle in action. Just like that, the overtime wick is triggered. The barrage has to be committed here from Lochnack to dispatch any remnants of Team Phoenix, and they're forced off the point.
I think to sum up that round in a nutshell would just be pure, utter chaos. That was just one really long, drawn-out fight, especially towards the end there. You saw how Phoenix were so close to capping, even just during the fight, in order to just take some percentage charge from Paradise Aegis. But no ultimates really landed. They threw Bob early, didn't get any damage. They threw Mines early, that didn't really do too much, but just make like a little corner that they didn't utilize. So Phoenix need to show up a little bit more. Paradise Aegis, they're giving them the room. Phoenix just needs to take it and just push it just a little bit farther. It does look like that now they're going to start going for a rush comp.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be entirely muted on both sides. And real quick, shout out to my producer for correcting me. I cannot read, or my monitors are off. It's not Life, it's Safe who was playing the Pharah and is now on the Mei. That's going to be pretty important to see how those Mei walls get utilized here. As the first fight breaks out, there's the ice cream sandwich going up. It actually doesn't separate anyone on the side of Phoenix, so they're able to cut through the wall and start carving into the collective health pool of Paradise Aegis. So looking strong in this first fight, looking to push forward, but there's the immortality field, so we can get some aggression out of Booze, who now has to back up. Barrier is suffering here, and they're just now getting that armor HP back, looking to swing, build that first shatter, and Max is just a little bit behind. Booze will have that on standby, but they might not need it. There's a window here on the point, which makes it a very dangerous place to play, especially considering that Paradise Aegis has captured this objective. There might not be a point here to stall. Nice pin, though, from Max. They're still going to get caught out.
Shatter goes down.
The shatter, from Max, yeah. What happened?
Yeah, Max was trying to shatter right at the end after he did that charge, but got killed while he was doing it. Paradise Aegis, both times Boost was almost about to get killed based on D.Va's not only just damage, but rockets and everything. They should have went in once that Ryan was low so that they could get the kill before Baptiste had time to heal him. So they need to start playing just a little bit faster, realize when they're at such low HP to get that early pick so that doesn't happen. It does work out a little bit in their favor, though, because they still have window. That's not something that's on Paradise Aegis' side. They use that in order to solidify the point. So now if they can play that window just a little bit more, that should help them just a little bit, even though that shatter kind of went out the window. You're
absolutely right. There's a nice teleport onto the objective. It's not in the interest of Paradise Aegis to take the fight up there, but down here might not be a great place to play either. There's the window, and the wall committed from Nat to help mitigate some of that, some of the follow-up damage. There's the immortality field deployed from Paradise Aegis. They're looking weaker as the fight draws on, especially losing Lochnack, who had used that Blizzard. But there's the barrier dropping from Pen, as well as the Blizzard being thrown onto the objective. The Photon Barrier right now will keep Paradise Aegis safe, and there's a remake kill onto Pen as the Sound Barrier HP whittles away from them. Still picks coming in here for Phoenix, and they will take some agency over this point.
It just barely was back and forth, right? Their ultimates flying both sides, and it turns on in Phoenix's way. Now look at this here. They used ultimates to try and get on the point. They used window. Look right now. They have window back up and running like they never even used it. Phoenix looking pretty good here. They've got shatter window, and so does Paradise Aegis. And Phoenix has the advantage of having point control. So if you can just use that to your advantage with that window, it's going to go their way.
Those are always the fights that you see won, are the fights where the
Oh,
sound barrier and the photon barrier are all committed. There's an aggressive window on the high ground from the Beast, but a wall is going to zone it off. Phoenix pushes in to compensate for the lack of
oh.
aggression. There's a nice counter shatter from Boost. It does secure Nat out of the fight, but Max being able to get the shatter down first means that picks come in first here for Phoenix, and they're going to be able to clean up this fight.
Yep, just MTD right there. Beautiful counter shatter. Even though he got one on Paradise Aegis size, Max was able to come back and get at least 3 or 4 here. So beautiful play from them. They used the window. It didn't get too much, but Paradise Aegis still has it up and running, ready to go. The only thing they really need to worry about is probably Blizzard here. If Phoenix can throw that first and just get that, ground control, or at least even a pick or two, that's going to be the key in order to get at least to map 2, map 3.
I haven't seen that before. The team just teleports right up onto the high ground, and that's Max's cue to swing there. Now has to swing onto the objective. Despite the Maywall coming up. Yeah, you did see Paradise He just camp that point. Lockneck still ends up going down, but that's a trade worth making here, especially considering that the Beast is gone as well. Struck down by Fire Strikes. Damage amplified on both sides. Now it's the Sim 1v1, and Average Size is going to win that matchup. So turrets that they have to dispatch on point, but now Phoenix is playing a possibly losable fight, a losable game here. They're just trying to stay in it.
I mean, yeah, they just gotta try and stall this and get some damage, but with that remake, he just doesn't have enough health. They do get Blizzard there, but that actually might help him.
That's a nice block and a good cryo as well. That's a beautiful shatter to make sure that Phoenix doesn't have a chance to bring this back, but Penn says otherwise. They drop the sound barrier, connects to 3 targets, didn't save Max, but does buy Phoenix a little bit more time on this objective. The Amplification Matrix enables an elimination onto Hidden, but the Beast ends up getting killed in the process as well. Now it's only the May and the Tracer left against Penn, who goes down, and Nat doesn't have the health to sustain.
That was so close. Phoenix had it. They had the point. They had it in their grasp, but Paradise he just said, no, we're going to stall it up. We're going to take it. We're going to take the point before the fight even starts. And because of that, Phoenix, that's got to be a huge misplay. I feel like Paradise he just realized how aggressive they were playing in the high ground and decided to exploit that to their best ability. They were able to just throw their teleport, like you said, up top, rush on the point, get there before they even had a chance to contest it. And because of that, Paradise he just take the first map 2-0.
Yeah, really nice demonstration of Paradise Aegis. But Porter, we've had this conversation many times. Is that control point plays differently than all of the other map types? So we'll have to see if things change here going forward. For Phoenix, I have to wonder, Portal, retrospectively, if Phoenix yielding that objective to Paradise Aegis there in that last fight, if things might have been different, if things might have played out a little with a little variation, if they had maintained control of that objective.
Well, of course, you would have at least one more fight, assuming Phoenix would have lost that encounter
That's a
with
good
them
point.
having point control. That, and I believe Paradise He just letting the diva stay alive for so long, trying to stagger her. That was the downfall. Instead of just killing her off and making sure you had the point, she was able to stall the point out to get her mech, have May throw a snowball out onto the point, freezing the entire Phoenix line, and just leaving it to a Bap May Tracer duel. Like, that's something that should not have happened on Phoenix's side, and I believe that's a huge blunder that I hope we don't see again as we go over to the escort part of the series.
It tends to be typical of teams to gradually adapt to the way that they're all playing. On a map like Nepal, it's mirrored compositions, especially there on Village, and so you're right. You can't really chalk that up to a matchup difference, right, between say a Rhine based comp and a double shield comp, both of which we might see here heading into our next map. The escort game mode that we'll be going to is going to be Rialto. So you can see there we've played Nepal 2-0 for Paradise Aegis. They're looking to make a 2-0 in this series by winning Rialto. Does Phoenix come back from this? Do they clean up the communication, emphasize the target prioritization that you allude to briefly there, Portal? We'll just have to see. I feel like Rialto is a great place to make a course correction here.
Well, Rialto has a lot of cases and scenarios where you can, even if you have a little bit of a blunder like that, you can bounce back and get right back into it like nothing happened. Rialto has a lot of those little areas that are so difficult to push through. So if Phoenix have a super strong defense side, I believe that can translate over to their attack side. Depends where they want to go first. Of course, if picking Rialto, it's an interesting choice. They're going to go full open, full. We want to just take it right to you. No more Nepal BS. We're just going to go straight to the point. I'm going to go payload here. This is not going to be anything too out of the ordinary. Hopefully for Phoenix, Paradise he just looks pretty strong during that, so they're going to have to show their A game.
Yeah, we've or you've briefly mentioned this is just that Rialto. It fosters a lot of different play styles, and so this is an opportunity for Phoenix to reveal some hidden strengths that were invisible during the control point match, and really show what they've got here heading into Rialto as well. It's time for Paradise Aegis to demonstrate their flexibility and see what their mid-game adaptations really look like on at the highest surface level. You look at compositional differences, right? But you can play Sig against the Reinhardt. If the Reinhardt gets shatters on you, you just save that experimental barrier until you know he's going to use it, right? So those are the kind of adaptations that I'm excited to see. I'm still excited to see what the compositional differences look like if we see switches come in from either team. At least for now, it's going to be double shield comps, but the support line and as well safe on the Genji looking a little bit different from Paradise Aegis's formation.
Right, I mean, double shield is something to usually see off of Rialto, so nothing too shocking there. A little bit surprised you want to go for a double snipers comp, given how much Phoenix have been playing a sort of flanker, just out of the blue, off angles kind of play with, like we saw in the first map. So interesting strategy there. You should know what's coming up here. Phoenix are going to be swapping over to just that Phoenix comp, so it's going to be difficult against a double sniper like that. But hopefully they don't have too many issues here. We do know that safe is pretty good on that far, especially with that last map. So Paradise, you just need a full hold here.
Against Lognak and average size, there's definitely going to be some adversity that Safe has to fight through. I almost called them live again, but with the attentiveness that we've seen demonstrated by Pen on the Mercy, I think that Safe has all the reasons to be confident here. They're gonna have to back up for now, taking quite a bit of damage, and make sure the rest of the team stays sustained. Your only other healer is the Beast, and the Beast is gone.
Yeah, just as you say it, both healers go actually, and that's gonna that has to force a reset off of Phoenix. You need to get out of there. But look at where they're positioned right now. They're in the high ground. There's nowhere to really run, nowhere to go. There's no heals. They just gotta have to wait for Mercy to get back if she can. It's gonna be tough. Well, okay, well, no, it's nothing too much. Paradise just should have pounced on that and gave him just a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but part of the double shield composition is that you're able to take it a little bit slower and not do anything too risky. Hidden still ends up going down here. We'll see if the revive comes in from Captain Nemo. It is, and ends up getting doesn't get disrupted despite the boot. Captain Nemo is able to get it off, but is still going to go down in the process. There's the immortality field committed, and Hidden will die for a second consecutive time. A little unlucky to safe there, and now Phoenix can push forward.
Right, I think Safe has figured out exactly how to deal with the res from Mercy and Cap. Once he gets that kill, once they get that kill pretty quickly, they instantly go for that res. So if she can just focus on that Mercy the entire way, there's nothing you really need to worry about there. Phoenix looking pretty strong here, and that barrage is going to mean the difference. I don't think they're going to use it. Not even a full hold. They're just going to hold back here, not even going to try and contest it.
Yeah, that's one of the inherent disadvantages of playing Pharah on Rialto. It's just that you want a barrage on second point, you can, but you want to. Yeah, that's what happens. Is there's so much air to play in that you open up some good angles for the DPS to follow up on, and definitely Paradise Aegis is following up on well, rather compensating for the people that they lost there. I think one of them ended up getting brought back by Captain Nemo's revive.
Right, but I mean. It wasn't really too much of a need here because they already won the fight at that point. But look at Phoenix. I believe they got the better end of the deal here. They threw in one ultimate and got 3 out of Paradise Aegis. So Phoenix, look at that. 5 ultimates ready to go, and they're all game changers if played correctly. All Phoenix have to really do is just press Q and make them land accordingly, and there should be fine here. Paradise Aegis, hold back, get those ultimates quick enough. You got High Noon almost ready. That's going to be your game changer.
EPP is eager for an opportunity to use this minefield, but Pen going down doesn't bode well here for Phoenix. Yeah, they're going to continually fall here. An amplification matrix helping Lognak to find a final blow of their own. That'll be a reset for the attackers.
But it's the one thing you got to worry about is getting picked early. You know, you can't ultimate when you're having that issue. So now they're giving a little bit too many resources to Paradise Aegis, and now they're getting a little bit closer to his ultimates. They did use Window, and they get another stagger on the Pen. Pin's just not having the best game right now. It's unlucky that he's going to get kicked out so many times by this Hanzo. Wakanek has been amazing here.
You know, it's unlucky to lose the Mercy, once in the beginning of that first team fight, once as a stagger. But then as well, Max lost their Gravitic Flux. The Minefield is committed onto the high ground here, but it's safely LOS'd by the defending Paradise Aegis. CSPPP looking to build that back up again, rolling in, but watch out, there's so much damage they incur here. Paradise Aegis still looking at full strength as Nat looks to equalize with picks on the Mercy, has to shoot into barriers. There's the barrage coming out from safe, but all the picks here seem to favor Paradise Aegis right now. Yeah, Lockneck ends up securing Pen, and even though there might be a man advantage here for either side, it's about securing the right eliminations, and now the right eliminations are finally coming through here for Phoenix as they're turning this potentially lost fight around.
Well, it's because Phoenix pulled out that Transcendence towards the end of the fight, making sure that because they were playing off of that ability that they didn't have too many heals, Phoenix can now just go right in and just get as much damage as possible and get the picks. Paradise just is going to start with Dragons, but I don't think they can... Oh, they actually are going to be able to contest it.
There's no Transcendence to mitigate this Gravitic Flux. Minibur gives their life for the cause, but you do have Paradise just stabilizing her on this objective.
Yeah, just barely. I mean, they did try and throw out some ultimates, trying to get something there. Flux did get some people, but he was killed before he was able to do any damage. Unlucky, but Phoenix looking pretty okay here at this point, where they do have to fall back and reset everything. That's probably fine for them. They've got not too many resources left, but so do Paradise Aegis. They don't have anything just yet either. Feeding a little bit for average, though. He's going to get his high noon pretty quickly if they keep doing that, but... Oh, man. Phoenix... It's looking a little bit rough on second point. Second point's usually the one that you want to cap quick.
It's a nice stun. In this bunkered high ground, is there really many great places for Safe to be playing in? I feel like that might be the aspect of Phoenix's composition that is being exploited.
Oh, very. I mean, because you don't have any movability, especially whenever you're Sigma on that giant bridge with no cover. You got to figure out a way to get out of there without taking so much damage and feeding so much for Paradise Aegis, especially because CSP's been taking so much damage about anything.
See, there's the Flux, but the Fortify keeps it Booze out of it. Deadeye's going to kill Pen. Another fight where Phoenix is down their Mercy. It's a minefield on the stairs now, and it doesn't really secure any eliminations. Now there's a window to play into. Life is still equipped with this barrage, but they don't dare try and use it there. But you still have, what, the Valkyrie from Captain Nemo?
Well, look, they only have 30 seconds, so they have to force it here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have ultimates. They're spending it here, and it is potential last fight. There's the Tranquility coming out from the Beast. The Barrage committed as well. Results in a D-Mech onto Minibur with the help of CSPPP. And things are looking winnable here for Phoenix. They're looking to take the second objective. Just have to fight through a couple of more stragglers from Paradise Aegis. And with only 2 seconds remaining, they do get that second cap.
Yeah, that was a good Mercy roll from Pen. Just... They had to throw it out there. They only have 30 seconds left. They didn't have time for a full reset. Try and get some picks, get the upper hand early so that you can get at least some ultimates ready for the next fight and at least take the point. So now it's getting down to brass tacks. This is one of the hardest areas to push in the game, so they're really going to throw everything in here. They've got Bob, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else they can use here. They use that Flux. That's going to be game-changing, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Paradise Aegis have been playing so well so far.
Yeah, they have, and now you've got Average Size on the off angle, looking for the Deadeye. Looking to proc it. The Beast doesn't have that Tranquility. And there's a nice flash from around the corner onto Pen. Pen says, how does that hit me? And suddenly Average Size is dive bombed by CSPP and Safe. They're working towards that barrage, but really the meaningful ultimates are going to be the Minefield and the Gravitic Flux. There's the Minefield committed. It makes backing up nigh impossible here for Paradise Aegis. They're going to be routed off to the sides where they are free pickings. There, as we see Captain Nemo going down to save Deadeye procced. Not on the off angle this time. Average Size has to use it outside of spawn in an act of desperation, trying to do whatever damage they can, because they can't swing it by themselves. You need the team for that, but there's no team here on the objective for Paradise Aegis.
And once that Cassidy went down, it was pretty much over for Paradise Aegis. It was close there for a second, but Paradise Aegis, they were able to get an interesting flashbang, but because Mercy was in mid-jump, she got right behind cover in just the nick of time, so Phoenix was not able to get the pick early. Paradise Aegis, though, looking pretty good. Or, sorry, not Paradise Aegis. Phoenix was looking pretty good, especially after that last round where we saw a little bit of blunders. good play calls, good calls on just saying that it's winnable. We need to go for it. There's no time to do. Let's just go, and it's working. Great from them. Safe has been pretty good on Nefara, getting those just hurling damage over that just little sneaky wall, I like to call it, on that far right corner. The little red little sneaky thing. It's a nice little thing. But yeah, Paradise, he just looking to switch it up almost entirely here. Look at this. It's rare to not see double. Yeah, I see a defensive fresh comp. It's rare not to see a double shield here, especially when you've got 3 points here. You want to try and just waste as much time as possible. Not even a full hold, because that's almost impossible in this kind of scenario, but just knock out the time as much as possible before you go to round 3. That's what you try and do here. So I'm interested to see on how this rush comp's going to work in their favor.
You know, this is a comp, and that's a strategy that you would really see on Havana, right? That
Right.
spawn hold, that close hold. It looks, however, like Phoenix is really just looking to play kind of a ranged game to start off with, and then really push in to Paradise Aegis when the mid fight truly breaks out. But look, you've got average size on Tracer, Locknack on Far with Captain Nemo in the skies as Mercy, and you know, Booze rolling around as Wrecking Ball. There's not a lot to rush into here. The target calling for Phoenix is going to have to be mega precise.
Right, I mean, you just have to go for the people on the ground. You gotta go for that BAP. That's your main target right now. And because of, and actually, when we say that, Nat's able to find Tracer out before anything else.
Yeah, average size ends up going down. Nat is coming through in a big way on the DPS roll here for Phoenix. Also looking to take the 1v1 against Locknack. Can't do any significant damage, but at least can poke them out there. It looks, however, Nat is off the high ground, rolled off by Booze, who does proc the adaptive shield, so not going to have that cooldown going in for another push. They might want it. Wrecking Ball is not a target that you can rush when he's at distance, like Booze is now, but man, you do not want to get stunned and then frozen, then shattered. There's Pen going down, though. The ability to speed into anyone is not present, and so neither is the team here for Phoenix, taken out by Locknack's barrage.
I mean, that's the thing you gotta be worried about here, especially with a safe on the, or not, it's not even safe, it's Locknack. I forgot which side we're going on here. Like, Locknack has been playing pretty well on Far, was getting so much damage and just so much ult charge just because just not a lot to really, you know, stop him from it. They are going double shields, so the only thing to really protect them is that Reinhardt shield, and because of that, there's no way to really contest this here. They're gonna try and full hold, but with that, with Booze in the backline, it's gonna be difficult.
Playing into a window, Paradise Aegis just has to play safe for now, make sure that they don't lose any members. The health pool for the tanks on Phoenix is suffering a little bit, despite the presence of the amplification matrix. Max didn't have that barrier, so couldn't really push past that. Safe ends up going down to Booze. There's a Gravitic Flux committed into the side room here. It does force the Immortality Field out of the Beast, and they are going to go down. Oh, they don't. Yeah, they do. Yep. Booze takes them out of the fight, but Hidden is traded in the process. Deadeye committed here from Nat, looking to swing this fight, draw out that time bank like you've mentioned here, Portal, and you'll see the sound barrier drop as well. There's limited space to work with here for Phoenix, but they are making it work. Gonna be tougher to do so now without Max in the front lines. A lot of demands here for CSPPP on the D.Va. Another Immortality Field here on the point, though, since the Beast is able to come back from spawn, but a Deadeye is going to totally zone out this objective, at least temporarily. Still have a contest here from Phoenix, looking to stay strong, but they won't be able to do so for long. Locknack has another barrage and is not hesitating to use it. Burns through the barrier HP as well as Max and Pen. Nice stick, though, there from Safe, taking Locknack out of the fight. And finally, Paradise Aegis gets the first point.
Okay, I'm sorry, CSP, you can't be going. Try and get an avatar. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Wait,
Mini Bird just
oh my
got
gosh.
a knockback elimination onto CSPP, who was trying to
damage.
reset.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. So Minibird gets a ton of ult charge from that.
I mean, that is huge right there. I mean, we saw that Paradise Aegis were using their ultimates, not even just to get kills, but just to zone them into those areas so that Mini Bear can get his ultimate as quickly as possible, and it's working in their favor. Look at Locknack getting picks like crazy. They have nothing to really deal with that high ground that Far is pulling down on them.
Yeah, and you don't really have any point presence without that Sigma. Pen is looking to help out in that regard, but CSPP is also having to go back for some healing resources. Max ends up going down once again. It's the minefield that claims them, but Safe comes back with a pick on the Locknack on the Pharah. Still, the revive is there from Captain Nemo, and Paradise Aegis is operating at full strength on this objective, while Phoenix suffers to hold this second objective. Pen doesn't have this revive anymore. All they can do is dance around the objective, and CSPP is trying to roll around it as well. Nice crit shot there onto Nat from average size, but it's not Well, rather, it's not what's going to end this fight. That's just the full force of Paradise Aegis capturing second.
Not at all. I think right now Safe needs to realize and respect what Average Size is doing from. He's able to knock out Safe out of the air 9 times out of 10, even with a flashbang, which is something you don't usually see from a Cassidy. So Phoenix, they got to start figuring out exactly what's going on here. They know that's a problem. They need to start focusing on that Cassidy if they can. But look at this Akanak, barrage in hand. He's ready to rip, rag, and go right now. But CSP looking to change it.
Yeah, there's boost going down as well. So in this mirrored tank composition, now Phoenix is at a slight advantage. Safe is coming up on that barrage as well. So you've got a couple of ults that can be traded this fight. Kind of depends on who uses them first or who uses them better. Right now, Lognak is playing pretty hard to get on the outskirts of the choke, but they end up going down. Nice off-angling from Nat, who tries to find the stun onto Captain Nemo, but they're able to dash away safely. Nat cannot say the same here. CSPP has committed the minefield, is looking to generate another one here. There's no place that is necessarily unsafe to play here, though, for Paradise Aegis. Lognak applies the barrage to this fight, making things very winnable, but now the Tranquility will be committed from the Beast, and there's the barrage from Safe as well. It does get boost out of the fight, and now Safe has to win the 1v1 against Average Size. They won't be so lucky. Deadeye with a nice angle from the Gravitic Flux, but the Immortality Field prevented any eliminations onto them. Miniverse sitting on the objective with so much HP, even a Discord can't burn through it, especially if you don't have the Discord available, and now all eyes are here on Safe and Pen. And Max will commit the Gravitic Flux here. It's a nice one. It lifts 4 into the air. There's not an Immortality Field that we've seen from Paradise Aegis. In response to that, Average Size ends up going down on the off angle as well. Things are stabilizable here for Phoenix. They just have to continue to play safe. Unable to disrupt the revive, Captain Nemo is able to bring Paradise Aegis back up to full manpower, and the Amplification Matrix is a scary thing to play into. B sitting at half HP, has to get care from Pen. Booze ends up falling, however. So things are winnable here for Phoenix.
Yeah, just barely. I mean, that Flux was able to stall it out just long enough so that everyone could get in there and get some sort of damage in there. But look at Safe. They're popping off right now, getting those picks left and right. That's perfect for Phoenix right now. Beautiful play from there. Good play on Max just to stay alive, get that Flux, get everyone up in the air so they're not pushing the cart. And now, Paradise Aegis, they're going to only have a minute to spare if they cap it here. So Phoenix, great plays from them because it's going to be all about that first push in the next 2 rounds. Phoenix, if they can full hold it, it'll be huge, but I don't know if they can based on how Paradise Aegis has 3 of their ultimates, and their ultimates have been huge so far.
There's the Flux. CSPP is able to get in mech. They disrupt being lifted into the air by calling down that remech. And now these semi-mirrored brawl compositions are going to duke it out on the objective. Nat's going to go critically low, end up going down here as well with the Deadeye, no less. Pen with the Valkyrie might be able to bring them back, but it's going to be the Dragons that zone off the objective and make things a little more difficult here for Paradise Aegis. That was a nice, I think that was a counterpin, or it might have been an accretion from Minibur, but it's Boost Shatter that will possibly end this fight. There's the Deadeye committed, as well as the self-destruct on point. Captain Nemo is out of the fight. No one to speed on, or no one to help speed. 30 seconds in the time bank here, and all Phoenix needs to do is hold with a revive onto Max. That's become possible, and there's the Shatter committed from Max as well, brought back with a bang, eliminating Average Size, but falling critically low in the process. Amplification Matrix is deployed on the side of the objective, so there's leniency here for Max to swing on the remaining members of Paradise Aegis, but with Captain Nemo coming back into the fight, they're coming back in a big way, finding the final blow onto Pen and helping to straddle some of the healing resources from Phoenix. Still looking strong as time goes on, but not so in the face of Gravitic Flux. Miniver picking up 3 for this fight.
I mean, good on Paradise. He just were able to get that point, but man, that took a while. They had, what, a minute, just barely, a little bit over a minute by the time they started that fight and was trying to cap that last part. Phoenix, amazing hold from them. They were able to stall it out, get their ultimates, use Dragons, use High Noon, use Flux, use literally everything in their arsenal to just stagger them as long as possible, and they almost held it. Paradise Aegis, if Minibear did not get those kills at the end there, I don't think they would have capped it there. Phoenix is looking pretty good right now. It was a little bit rough when we were first starting, thinking it's like, oh, 14 seconds, that's nothing, right? But no, Paradise Aegis is not able to cap with any time on the bank, so it's going into overtime with 1 minute. It's all down to this one simple push, and Phoenix, they're going to go full rush again. They're going to try it again, see if it works. It didn't work out too much last time. Lukanak was able to get in the back line with a giant barrage, so they're going to be hopefully looking at that just a little bit more to make sure that doesn't happen again and history doesn't repeat itself. But Paradise Aegis, they're going for the same thing as well, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what they're going to be able to do. And look at this. Phoenix is going for the double hit scan, I'm assuming just to make sure that Lukanak does not get as much value as last time.
I think that might be part of the win condition here for Phoenix, is they understand that if Locknack has agency in these team fights, then they'll get the barrage, and whether they find eliminations with it or not, that's significant damage that that Phoenix will be responsible to mitigate. So already, Locknack is applying pressure onto this rush composition, holding on the high ground, but they're going to have to bail out on that relatively quickly. It's the same position playing out here. See if Booz can knock anyone off of this high ground position. Unable to do so, but it's Minibear now taking a little bit of aggression here on this high ground. It's going to be confronted by CSPP and Nat, who might have been able to find the stun. They do. And the kinetic grasp might not be enough to save Minibear, but it was charged. Minibear got a lot of health from that. Still going to be thwarted off this high ground position in the chaos. Safe has collapsed in the middle of Team Phoenix here. So Locknack is going to be a little bit more free to do more damage, get closer to that barrage. They're already 82%, and you have picks coming in for Paradise Aegis. As the overtime wave begins to burn, it's going to be the Amplification Matrix committed, but Portal, I don't think that was the call.
Not at all. There's no one alive besides Baby Diva and Back alone, so that was a huge misplay. And now look at Paradise Aegis. They're going to try and follow here and just at least get to that 4th point for Paradise Aegis. Phoenix, huge misplays there, giving so much value to Minibear, making sure that he would stay alive just by throwing rockets into his little pole, like black hole of shields that he was just given for free. Phoenix needs to start thinking just a little bit more. It's getting a little bit tough here, but they're going to start contesting it right before the 4th point.
They might be able to get a nice hold like we saw in their previous defending round, but the Valkyrie adds a lot of healing that now Phoenix has to cut through. There's the Flux. It misses. It's totally LOS there, but there are still picks coming in here for Paradise Aegis. Look at that 1, 2, 3, 4, and soon 5 and 6 here as well, which will reward them with a 1st point capture.
Yeah, to get the 1st point, I'm surprised that Flex missed. I thought at least someone was in that, but it forced everyone into that small little room, and everyone was just able to throw in so much AoE damage that they had nowhere to run. Locknack, look at that, barrage ready and running mines. That's going to cause a little bit of, at least some disruption here. Look at that, do they even see? They don't even see him here.
Oh, they don't. You might get some early minefield eliminations here for Paradise Aegis. Get an even better man advantage. There's already quite a bit of distance that's been established here on this objective. Things are not looking great for Phoenix, so they have to swing something here, but they lose Pen. Pen, who is 90% to that sound barrier to keep the team sustained in some of these dirty fights. The slam is going to be committed here by Max as well, but it only connects to the experimental barrier. I highlighted that interaction a little bit earlier. There's Locknack free to rain down damage with the barrage, and Captain Nemo is able to bring them right back into this fight. Once again, Phoenix loses this fight.
I think it's the exact same thing that happened last time. Way too many ultimates that were throw in, and now look at this. No ultimates at all for Phoenix except Beat. Nat is just frozen in fear right now as he's trying to figure out exactly what to do. I mean, Paradise Aegis, it's looking like a steamroller right now. This is not something we usually see here. Phoenix, they need to find something here. Beat in, get a kill, something.
And there's the sound barrier helping Phoenix to stay in this fight, but the Immortality Field is no longer there to play around for the Beast. Max goes down. That's so much damage into them. Imagine dying after having 1,600 health points of barrier and 500 HP as well. There's your 2nd point capture. Despite a couple of eliminations from CSPP, it's still going to be a forfeit of that objective by Phoenix.
Yeah, no, because of that, they're going to have that quick respawn that's just right around the corner. It's not a full, they're not getting staggered all the way back in the spawn, it's back in the 4th point. So now Paradise Aegis, look at this. They've got window, they've got barrage, they got mines, they've got everything they can ever want right now. Phoenix, they only have Pfizer. It's not a lot here. They might be able to get window if they're smart about it. They should get window, honestly, but it's been crazy right now. This is not something you want from Phoenix's side. After having such a dominant hold, it's starting to tear up.
There's how you tear up. Space created. There's the barrier. Falls from Max. It's an amplification matrix for you from one trick to the next. Boost ends up going a little bit low, but they do have the minefield. Oh, they are not going to have the chance to use it here unless they roll right back from spawn, and they might have the time to do so. Look at Paradise Aegis still picking up picks. It's a tactical visor in the off angle, gets shut down, but the mirror matchup in Average Size, who is coming up to attack visor of their own. Lognak still sitting on this barrage, but the round might end in they might not need to use it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to use it here. I mean, you might as well just get for the picks and maybe get a good clip. But look at this. They kind of staggered there. I don't know what that weird visor was going on in the background where they just went like, okay, I'm going to run in and backline and hopefully get the Mercy. You've got a Pharah to create a deal with. I don't think that's going to work out most of the time. A huge misplay by Phoenix in order to just lose that. It's just so many ultimates that were wasted on nothing. Paradise Aegis, we're kind of giving that a little bit. Paradise Aegis were that sounds like I'm not giving them credit there. Paradise just steamrolled. Phoenix had no clue what they were doing, no clue what they wanted to do, and because of that, Paradise just went along and capped 4 points without any worry. Nothing too different there.
They definitely had some momentum on their side to work with as well. You know, after capturing that first point, we really didn't see a team fight play out where things looked as winnable for Phoenix as we saw from the now attacking team in their previous defending rounds. Some of those fights looked pretty harrowing, and Phoenix almost did get that that hold on that third objective. Ultimately, it's like you mentioned, just unfortunate staggers and commitments where, you know, maybe we would have preferred to see a little bit more patience from the members of Team Phoenix. Needless to say, they've got their work cut out for them. Look at that time bank portal.
I mean, I know they've got a minute to play with. It's not going to be easy. We were saying earlier, 14 seconds isn't a lot, but right now it could be. If they can, you don't want to play for distance, you want to play for somewhat of a distance. If you play for the shortest, it's not going to work out in your favor. You want to regroup, use your resources accordingly, so you can guarantee a fight and not accidentally win a fight. That's what I think they were worried on.
Quite possibly, and now they have to win pretty much every single fight. You know, it's a lot of weight on the decision making of CSPP on the Wrecking Ball and Max as well on the Sigma, making sure that there's ample space for Nat in Safe to work around. Currently, Nat is you know, kind of in the midline of the team, but they are looking for off angles onto vulnerable supports. It's hard to find that though when you're playing against that double shield composition. Talk about managing space. That's a very straightforward thing to do here for Paradise Aegis, and there also isn't a lot of that shield pressure that you want to see against a double shield composition as well. Look at all the sustain here. I don't think that Boos have lost really any of their armor HP. There they go critically low now, but you know, Hidden still has that immortality field to work with, and CSPP is out of the fight. That's one more threat that Paradise Aegis doesn't have to contend with. There's two more threats that Paradise Aegis doesn't have to worry about, and just like that, they've you might see a touch here from CSPP, but they have won this round.
Yeah, there's nothing really Paradise Aegis can do. I feel like I'm learning how to play Mini Bear just by looking at his POV. His rocks have been phenomenal at just knocking out a target and been able to eliminate him just with that rock alone. Beautiful plays from him. Phoenix, I gotta say, that was just so rough for him. They had it there, but they just threw in way too many ultimates, way too many resources that you should have saved. Make sure you can combo something or at least have someone around you to use them with. Paradise Aegis, they didn't, like, look at this here. 4-man barrage, perfect play, there's nothing they could have done there. Like, that's tremendous play from Paradise Aegis to realize how far they're pushing up and criticize them for that. So now Phoenix, they gotta start coming back with that as they go into match point.
You know, one thing that we mentioned earlier this evening, Portal, is that Paradise Aegis, they keep it pretty clean in terms of gameplay, and that is pretty evident from what we've gotten to see from them so far. For Phoenix, there is still a little bit of cleanup to do, a little bit of direction that they need with their limited staff members, and with you know, that being the players who are on the team. Hopefully they'll be able to find guidance here during the break. We will be right back after a few short moments. Welcome back from the break, everyone. It's been a good showdown here so far, but it's definitely looking pretty decisive here for Paradise Aegis. And real quick, shout out to Only Leod and as well for Boost. Thank you guys so much for the hydrate and posture checks. Casters are all hydrated, I think. Portal, at least I am.
I'm not. Give me a second. Just
Oh my goodness, you're lagging on behind a little bit, and so too is Phoenix in this matchup. During the short break, hopefully they've been able to kind of correct this direction that they are going into, heading into our hybrid game. Don't choke on the
I just chugged
water.
it. Just don't worry about that.
Heading into our hybrid game mode, Phoenix needs things to change. Portal, I think that for any of all the maps to introduce a little bit more structure, a little more consistency
Mhm.
to help Phoenix out of this disadvantage, I think that would be King's Row.
I mean, it has to be. We did see that May for Phoenix's side was just a little bit better for Phoenix compared to Paradise Aegis. Paradise Aegis did have a couple plays here and there that helped him out, but it was definitely more of the main tank Ryan that was able to really pull it through for Paradise Aegis. So if Phoenix just play a little bit more towards that May, help her out when she needs it, it'll work out in their favor. I mean, I think this is the only map you can really go on for Escort because there's not a lot of options that Paradise Aegis have really shown here that they're strong on. I mean, just in case people can't see or forget, could have either gone for Blizzard World or New Bonnie, and I don't think you want to go against Paradise Aegis on either one of those maps. So King's Row is probably the safer bet here.
I think I absolutely agree with you, Portal. There's too many variables that would play into a matchup on Blizzard World, where once again the map is oriented towards versatile styles of gameplay. It fosters a lot of different strengths, and here King's Row is really going to help us realize how good the synergy, the coordination, the communication, how good all of that is. Kings Row is just, it's that team oriented map. I'm not the biggest fan of Kings Row. I've seen a lot of Kings Row in my lifetime, Portal, and as well, my win rate on this map is not great on all three roles. But I am excited to see Kings Row between these two teams specifically.
I think everyone that plays this game has seen a lot of King's Row. I mean, let's be real here. I'm curious to see the statistics on how much it's been played entirely. You know, just maybe not with quick play and stuff because it was random. I'm saying like full Overwatch League scrims and all that stuff. I think it's one of the most picked maps for Hyperion. But that point aside, it does look like Phoenix. Come on, man. You gotta. They keep doing it. This is why they're doing it. They're having too much of a wacky movie. I know they're gonna switch off of something, but I don't think they're gonna try and combo off of that Bastion. We've seen them try to do some wacky comps early, but I don't think they would risk it here, especially when they're down 2-0.
Now, here's the interesting thing. You've got average size on the Leg 76 instead of the Cole Cassidy here, right?
Oh, true, yeah.
I wonder if that is a response here from Paradise Aegis, thinking, or anticipating rather, that that Safe will come out as a Pharah.
Well, I mean, they're not going to come out as a Pharah. They are going to combo this. This is very risky whenever you're trying to go into this guy's kind of competition because this either really works or really doesn't. So with that soldier in hand, it's going to be rough playing against this. Let's see how it works.
And it's the teleport Bastion onto the statue strategy. All it's going to do for now is zone out Paradise Aegis into the hotel. They're going to play it safe and not try to challenge that dangerous angle to operate in. Pen is on the Lucio, though, not the Mercy, so there's no kind of damage amplification that Safe has the luxury of having. There's the experimental barrier cracking at the seams as well. And finally, Safe is under duress there from average size. Secures the elimination and a man advantage here for Paradise Aegis. Surging onto the objective. Booze is going to go down, but damage might have already been done here by Paradise. Still, Phoenix is looking to come back. Nat is doing devastating damage to the front lines and to that Diva mech as well. You saw how low Minibur ended up going, and now Captain Nemo and Hidden have to get that sustenance for their team. Minibur will still end up getting demech, but Hidden has been rewarded for their attentiveness with an amplification matrix. They won't have the chance to use it.
Interesting play. I thought it was really risky to go for something like that. It works out in their favor. They were just able to get so much damage from above and not really being adjusted too much. Average size was not able to find the off angle fast enough, and because of that, Paradise Aegis paid the price with the point. So now Phoenix looking pretty good. They're going to swap off Bastion. Smart play. There's nothing you can really do with him now. So they're going to swap off to probably just some sort of hit scan. Make sure you can get rid of something, because look at Paradise Aegis. They're just forgoing all of their DPS ultimates and going straight to what they know. That Hanzo Borrow, it's been working good for him so far.
It's the Photon Barrier. A Fire Strike from Boots that finds a one-hit KO would be really meaningful here. But the Photon Barrier is quickly eliminated. Without the Amp Matrix, it seems so insurpassable. But Paradise Aegis just melted through it. CSPP ends up going down as well as the Amp Matrix dissipates. And for now, Phoenix will have to lay low.
Right, and he lost Flux because of that. Max is going to try again, execute off that, but is going to pay for it with his life from that. Paradise Aegis well plays from here. I don't know, of course, something like that, you can't really plan to stagger CSP's ult like that, but well plays from both sides. Phoenix, they need to start grouping up, figuring out what they need to do. They're going to swap off to the Cassidy now, make sure they get some sort of damage. Demon Cassidy, actually. Interesting play there. Paradise Aegis played of ultimates to deal with it. I'm expecting Dragons coming up early, though.
I'm intrigued to see Safe is still on that Symmetra. We saw them flash onto the Doomfist there briefly, but they invariably noticed that Locknack was on that far. Despite the attempt at a kind of close high hold. Oh wow, that is a good slam there from Booz. Despite the fact that that they wanted to hold up on that high ground, Paradise Aegis still ends up getting routed back to that choke, but Portal, that's a powerful place to play.
I mean, a huge powerful place. I mean, just getting that shatter off and realizing that the Dragons can get there in time to get the kills. Brilliant play. I think CSP needs to play just a little bit more with the team there. Don't go for those weird off angles and try and get something, but look at this. This is way too much here. How are you gonna... There's no way he gets out with that. Come on.
What? I was about to admonish you and say Booz is not taking your advice and they're going to get punished for it, but they did not.
You should have got punished for it. I mean, come on here. Paradise Aegis is getting away with way too much here. Phoenix, you gotta show up now. This is a tie. This is semifinals. There's nowhere else to run.
They're able to safely navigate through the lower floor, wrapping all the way around. Now they're going to be the ones in control of the archway. Once again, a powerful position, but mainly if you're the defenders. Locknack, maybe a little telegraphed with that barrage, gets stunned out of it and then quickly dispatched as well. But there's no revive to bring them back into this fight. Dual Amp Matrices coming up from either side. There's the sound barrier dropping, but it's only from one of these teams. Paradise Aegis sustaining as they commit the Gravitic Flux as well. The Dragons from Average claiming 2 will also claim this fight win.
I mean, that was so close. I believe that Flux, Pin was trying to get that beatdown. Because the Flux came out, he was only able to get one other person. So brilliant play from Paradise Aegis to just stagger Phoenix's ult economy and make sure they didn't have anything to deal with. So now, look at this, Paradise Aegis, they're actually gonna have to fall back here. They need to make sure they have everyone ready to go. They lost a little bit too much value out of that composition. So now Phoenix, they've got a shatter ready to go. If they can land that, that's gonna be this elbow control and maybe even the second point in their favor. But Paradise Aegis, they've been strong so far. I don't see that changing yet.
Yeah, that fight win that I mentioned earlier was quite ephemeral, and now the Deadeye is going to claim 2. Net had no problem letting it charge all the way. The Immortality Field wasn't spared because, well, there was a barrier, 2 barriers in front of them. How would you expect that to get shredded?
Well, 4 bodies behind it. That's how you get shredded. One body takes the first shield, and next the second, and then by the time it gets to Ryan, there's already all the shields are gone. Game over. It's out for him. So yeah, there's nothing. Should have expected that. I don't know if Lamp was just not put out there, but oh, look at this average size.
Average.
He's looking for a flank, just playing very sneaky, getting some damage. He's 40% the ult, and that's gonna force the shatters out.
Slam, yeah, knocks down both of the tanks here for Phoenix. CSPP goes down low. Might commit the bomb here because they've been demeched, but they don't. Yep, picks coming out on either side, but currently Phoenix is looking pretty strong here. Only Captain Nemo staggering on the objective. That's Pen picking up 3.
Yeah, I mean, as Lucio, that's something they really have to like commiserate for him. He's gonna run back, trying to make sure his partner healing can get back in time. But look at this, Phoenix is playing super aggressive with no heals. Paradise, he just doesn't know that the healers aren't there. Oh, this could be interesting. They do teleport him up to the high ground, trying to get something out of there, but no, they're already up there ready to just take that damage. Look at Max, he's playing aggressive, but he's still able to stay alive. Amazing play.
Support's finally connected here for Team Phoenix. The Flux from Mini-Burr. Unfortunately for Paradise Aegis and PA fans, it whiffs. There's now an amplification matrix, a form of adversity that now Paradise Aegis will have to play into. CSPP still holding on to this bomb. It's possible they're looking for something to eat, but there's really no ult to eat on the side here of Paradise Aegis. It's just those barriers that you've got to break before you can go for that self-destruct cast.
Right, but I think he was also waiting for someone just to accidentally make Lamp get out, and that's what you gotta do. And see, look, Lamp is out, now he's gonna try and get some kills, but doesn't get anything.
That's a nice shatter, though, to follow up off it. That's a self-destruct shatter. Oh, wait. No, that's Max using the shatter now. How did people get knocked down? They stunned.
Well, I believe it was, I think when you got distracted by Mini Bear getting some knockdowns right there, and that was what it looked like. But look at this, Paradise Aegis is just able to wipe it up based on that just tremendous play. Even though they lost 3 people to that shatter, or not lost, but just got destroyed. CSP is getting super staggered here. You just jump off the point. You can't do anything here. What are you doing? Look at this. He can't get on. He can't die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing play from Phoenix.
And you had Captain Nemo guarding the abyss there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you try to drop down here, we'll boop you right back into
Oh,
the
no
midline.
pass.
That is crazy. That's a pretty significant setback here from Phoenix as well. That corner that the cart has advanced around that's not enough leeway for a margin of error on the defensive round for Team Phoenix. There's the Deadeye. It's got a nice angle there because of the flux. It strikes down Minibur in the middle of that cast. The Amp Matrix helps to prevent the Dragons from finding any eliminations, and Nat is absolutely popping off. There's Booze with the last-minute shatter, but Max with a double amplified fire strike kill.
I mean, look at the visor in the background. Beast, why are you pushing through that shield? He's behind the shield. He can't do damage for you. Just play safe. Don't need to worry about that. Phoenix looking good right now, but because of that kill onto the BAP, it's looking good for Paradise Aegis to just push through, just not even take the fight here, just push them back. They've only got 10 seconds, so they need to push up. It's going to be rough for Phoenix, but they have beat going.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to save Max, though. You still had an Immortality field deployed from him. They're coming up on the Ant Matrix here shortly. A touch is forced from the Beast, but there's not enough health in the Phoenix health pool to keep them in this fight. You will get some staggered connections to the point, but unless Max is able to make something really work with this shatter, it is already round over here for the attack on King's Row.
He does knock 4, but those Dragons is just going to wipe him out. No luck there. Phoenix, I think Max just played a little bit too aggressive there. Because he was playing so far up, getting that payload up there, that pushing that payload just a couple more, like, little meters closer to the point was only going to do so much for him right now. It's not a matter of, meters right now. It's about points. So really going for that was not needed. He should have gone back to his team, fully regrouped, get everything ready. Lost his shield before overtime Wick was starting to burn. So that was a huge misplay from Phoenix, just trying to stay alive. Paradise Aegis is playing to Phoenix's downsides to the upper T right now. So Paradise Aegis looking very good. All they've got to do is just get to that gold border, and it's game over. They're going to the finals against Frost Surge. Very simple game right now. Phoenix, we saw him play a little bit of a weird composition at the beginning, trying to just play against Paradise Aegis in a weird way that they sort of should expect, because you've seen that from Phoenix. But look at it now. Phoenix are going to go full serious right now. Cassidy Hanzo, not bad. I'm surprised you don't go Mei. Mei is something that they were strong on in the first map. That's something you want to play for because you know you can get Paradise Aegis out of that, especially if they're not playing Mei themselves. So a little bit of a misplay there. I think they're just not confident enough to go for it. But you got to play to your strengths, wouldn't you?
Could also be as well, at least in the rare occasion that I play Rhine, Rhine players, they notice when pressure onto their barrier is disproportionate, right? So it could as well be Max saying, look, they have so much damage, Paradise Aegis has so much damage on their side, we need as much damage as we can get as well. Average size, going for the teleport, but it's not onto the head of the statue, it's going to be onto the high ground opposing. Oh, the objective, but it was a fake out. Yeah, there's the wall coming up now, and it's not going to isolate anyone from Phoenix, but the Immortality field does end up getting cast from the Beast. Max and CSPP have to get topped back off. Captain Nemo ends up going down. There's the damage that you're looking for from Safe, popping off early in this fight, but can they bring it back? Locknack is able to prop the Prio form before they get eliminated here, and Booze is just slingshotting around this objective, clearing it of its defenders before it inevitably going down. It's a tenuous stabilization, though, that Phoenix has. Look at the respawns.
Yeah, I mean, those respawns are going to be pinnacle here, but look at Phoenix. Booze getting 3 right at the end. That would have been like horrible for him right now. But Paradise Aegis is playing to their strengths. Just go full mind game, catch Phoenix off guard, and it'll get Doris picks. And look, they got 2 ticks out of that. That's beautiful for him. So Phoenix, even though they have a little bit of an ult advantage, if the Phoenix DPS line can just hold up just for a little bit longer. It's going to help them at least hold it just for that last minute. So just waste that time.
Safe is watching from the Dragons. While manages to outplay the Matrix, finds Hidden out of the fight, despite the fact that they had thrown the lamp. And now Booz is under serious pressure, walking in front of an Amplification Matrix. Max as well doesn't have a shield to play around. They might end up going down this fight to a Baby Diva, no less. No, that's Pen picking up more final blows.
I think Penta's gold eliminations right now. Let's be honest. I mean, someone needs to check and just make sure see what's going on here. Probably the most kills we've seen from a support line this entire Hyperion tournament. So now, Phoenix looking really strong. That was a great play from Safe just to make sure to get Bap out early. But look at this. Teleport's gonna go out. They know it's a fake right now. They should, but no, they get flanked again.
Yep, and there's a shatter, but there's the wall, but a massive shatter from Max, recognizing what is about to go down. And they've gotten some pretty significant eliminations, although going down to the freeze bomb from Minibur, as well as CSPP out of mech now and dispatched. That looked so winnable there for Phoenix so briefly, but the point will go to Paradise.
But they're playing careless because of that Blizzard, because they got so many picks there that they thought that it didn't matter if they even got frozen by that. But no,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But Diva Bomb was like, no, they're frozen. I'm gonna get 3 picks with it. Here you go, and just got them all out and took the point single-handedly. Great play from just make sure Mini Bear. I was gonna say CSP. I'm not gonna give him that just yet. We'll see him get a bomb here. Just wait. Don't worry about that. But Paradise, he just looking fine right now. They don't have the ults to really use anything to get into this elbow area, so Phoenix should hold this if they play it right. But Paradise Aegis, they show they can do a lot with nothing.
Well, DPS ult's online. Nat is the first one to proc theirs. Does find the D-Mech onto Minibur. That's so much damage mitigation that is now out of the pool for Phoenix. Locknack is able to get to safety off the back of a nice wall. I think the Shatter did connect there from Booz, but there's still a lot of damage that they're going to have to fight through. The sound barrier is committed here from the attacking Paradise. Booz is able to pick up a couple of final blows, and meaningful ones at that. That's Max and Safe all going down. You're free to swing. Booz, you don't have to shield this at all now.
Yeah, it looks like Overwatch 2 came over and they took out Reinhardt's shield. Interesting strategy, but good idea there. It's weird from Phoenix right now because they had Mei in a corner, ice blocked off. She couldn't get out of there at all. But no, Lockenak is able to get in there and make sure that he can get out unscathed. Should not happen on Phoenix's side. They're playing super careless right now. They need to start solidifying picks and make sure they can get that ult advantage early enough. And look at this, double windows coming out. But look, they don't have a lot of damage here.
Yeah, there wasn't a wall to play around either. Now, Max finds the Shatter, but only connects to a shield there, and there's not going to be a touch here that Phoenix can sustain when a Blizzard is zoning off the objective.
Yep,
that's
easy game.
Picking up, I think, 3 or 4.
I know, right?
Holy moly.
That's a team kill as well, by the way, just at the end there. Great to hear those gongs in these kinds of games, so look at this. 4 minutes to just go past that elbow. Not a hard task if you have to ask me. I would bet my life on something like that, especially the way Paradise Aegis is playing. They can just hold up this gameplay, it's perfectly fine. They've got a Shatter. That one good Shatter means the difference in this match, and Phoenix just cannot show up and figure it out. Safe needs to find something here, but look at that!
What? that might be it here for Team Phoenix. I mean, that Shatter was absolutely devastating. The Tactical Visor is committed on top of it, but if Paradise is able to put 3 on the objective, then they'll find that not even 3rd point capture, they'll find that final resting place for the objective. And I'll tell you, Portal Man, Paradise Aegis will be our Hyperion Open Cup Season 1, well, one of the contenders of the finals.
I mean, what did I say? One good Shatter is all you need in that kind of scenario, and that they did. They got the perfect game-winning Shatter, and now that takes them to the finals. They're going to be going up against Frost Surge, and what people were thinking was going to be, like, the team to beat, right? That's the lineup that you wanted to see, and so now we're going to be able to get it, and so that'll be a fun final once we get there. Nice drive from Phoenix, just a little bit too many misplays. Too many ultimates are just wasted and not able to get those picks really added up and cost them the match. Unlucky, but Paradise Aegis, great play to take it 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why Paradise Aegis ended up being the champions of the Hyperion Invitational, and also why they'll move on to the finals of the Hyperion Open Cup. There are storylines on both sides here. We all resonate with the narrative of the undefeated champions, and currently that's Paradise Aegis going up against a serious contender in Frost Surge for the finals. But as well, we had Phoenix debuting here in the Hyperion Open Cup. We didn't get to see them in the Invitational, and so you wanted to see plenty of energy from the newbies in this tournament. Ultimately, they did still show up. I think they were the number 3 seed in the regular season.
Mhm.
So definitely a lot of strengths to admire about Team Phoenix, but ultimately collapsing under the weight of Paradise Aegis. It's a GG's here to both teams, but especially for Team Phoenix, they will be out of the tournament. But hopefully, we'll see them again in the future.
Right. I mean, I have to say, I think that was probably Phoenix's one of the weaker performances we've seen from him. And I don't say that as just pouncing on someone that's just down. I say that as a fact that this is not the team Phoenix that we've seen this entire tournament. I feel like they've been, I don't know if something happened internally. I hope everything's okay. But man, just something just did not tick today. And Paradise Aegis were able to just tick all the boxes to push all the buttons to get that win. And so hopefully Phoenix can bounce back once we do have the next tournament coming up. And I'm saying, yeah, it will happen. Don't worry, we'll still be here. But I'm gonna leak it. Shut up, okay? You if you really aren't gonna do us, you really think people? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But hopefully we do see them coming back if it happens. But great plays all around. Hopefully Phoenix does show up. But amazing plays from Paradise Aegis.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking as strong as they ever have, and well, Portal. That's the end of this series. So make sure not to go anywhere, guys. The game is done, but the show isn't over quite yet. After a short break, we'll bring you guys a post-match interview from a member of Paradise Aegis. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break, everyone. It was a fun, albeit short, series, and now it is me and Portal Man bringing you guys your post-match interview. Representing Paradise Aegis tonight with us in the booth is Captain Nemo. Captain, that was a or Nemo rather. That was a fun series. How are you feeling after that?
Still a little bit shaky. That was a lot of fun, though. That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I imagine it was pretty fun to play, albeit maybe a little nerve wracking. I gotta say, as a support player myself, I am also one of those many who are hard stuck. If you could give one tip from your experience on support, your performance this evening, or maybe any of the guidance that you've received from your awesome coaching staff for Paradise Aegis, what would you convey to other support players?
Oh, wow. So I'm also hard stuck, but I think if I was not hard stuck, you really have to look for opportunities to, make plays yourself. Because as support, you get into the mindset where you have to be putting all of your resources into your team. And if your team's bad, then you're going to lose. But, as Anna, Lucio, even Mercy, you can get a lot of cool plays in for kills.
Well, I
Hey,
mean,
fine.
I will say here. I mean, I don't think your team bad is a little bit of an understatement if you really want to say it here, especially with this dominant 3-0 victory. My question is, if I can speak, my question is going to be towards the more of the Rialto kind of fight here. It was a little bit messy on both sides. Not when I mean messy, I mean it took a while for those fights to happen. So, what were the comms like? What was going on when it was just going insane with these fights lasting 2 to 3 minutes?
Yeah, so we were really disrupted by their pharmacy. They were doing a lot on us, and we were struggling. And their Kree, who was always flanking, killing average, he was getting very frustrated. But we were trying everything we could to put things together. But they just did a great job disrupting. We just happened to catch things in the end. It was just continuous shot calling until things eventually died.
And then that's why you swapped over to the double hit scan towards the end to make sure that you can deal with that Far Mercy as quickly as possible and not have to worry about it too much with, how Phoenix was playing.
Yeah, absolutely, that Pharaoh was really hurting us.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of damage that Save was doing against you guys, but you guys can put this series behind you now. Paradise Aegis advances to the finals, and Nemo, I'm just kind of curious. Give us a little snippet, a little. What can we, the viewers, expect out of that matchup against Frost Surge?
So the Frost Surge was the only team we lost to in the tournament. That was our not the only team we lost to, but that was our first match of the tournament. And we didn't have a fully built team. We were still trialing people during that time. We have come a long way, and I know they're ready, but I don't know how prepared they are. We're coming with the heat.
Yeah, to play against, how prepared is Frost Surge to play against Paradise Aegis? Well, we will just have to find out. Before you depart from us this evening, get some well-earned rest, Captain Nemo. Do you have any shout-outs that you got to make? Anyone behind the scenes pulling the strings, or maybe there's a Twitch or Twitter we need to follow?
So, most important one, obviously, caffeinated does everything for this team. Currently getting married right now, actually.
Oh,
So,
Wow.
congratulations to them. They really put everything they can forwards. And all the people on my team, a lot of them just popped off today. We play a lot of heroes that just give them opportunity to shine, and that's what they do.
Very heartwarming. Well, thank you for the insights, Nemo. We will look forward absolutely to that finals matchup. Good luck to you and your team this week in terms of preparation for that big day. Have a great night, Nemo.
Thank you. You guys are amazing.
so that was an interesting series there. We had a little bit of a weird kind of start. Very dominant from Paradise. He just almost through and through. But we do have a little some surprises here. So of course we'll have the finals next week. With Sunday. Next Sunday with Juggle God and a special guest. You don't want to miss that. Of course, finals hit series is ready and going. And of course, right after we've got some Legends events coming up. And Ethan, what are those?
Yeah, the Legends events are going to be a series of events, and that's going to be Jackbox games on the 29th of March. That'll be a Tuesday. The Thursday after that will be Widow 1v1s, and you won't see me in those.
No.
However, you might see me in the Pugs happening on the 2nd of April. That's a Saturday. Are going to be Pugs run by Hyperion. Should be a lot of fun. And then finally, the weekend of the 1st of April will be the Legends show match. Stay tuned for that. And as well, you can find the sign up sheets to all of these events in the events text channel in the Hyperion Discord. So make sure that you are a part of the Discord, as well as, of course, dropping a follow here on the Twitch channel and as well on the Hyperion Code Twitter.
Yeah, and so that's always going to be fun. Of course, it'll be after the finals will be over, and we'll just have some fun, send off the series in a bang, get ready for whatever happens in store. But I believe that's all from us here. So I've been Portal Man. You can find me at Portal Man 5 because 4321 was taken. And even where can we find you? I forget. I don't know.
Well, mine is a little challenging. It's you
Oh,
guys got to find me at Lord Thethan on Twitter, just like my name tag below. I know a little complex, but
okay.
you guys can do it, I believe. Drop me a follow on Twitter, and as well, again, guys, thank you so much for watching. There is more Overwatch action to come. The season is coming to an end soon, so again, make sure you've joined the Discord. Believe it or not, there's still people who like to play Overwatch, and a lot of them end up kind of coalescing here. Yeah, believe it or not, Portal. We just like watching. But,
Yeah.
if you guys want to connect to other people and as well, maybe be a part of future Hyperion endeavors, then make sure that you are following us on all of our platforms. For you guys tonight, I've been Lord Thethan, and of course, Portal Man. It's been a fun show, but we're going to have to call it a night. Have a spectacular rest of the evening.